I'm Brian Johnson, Battalion 3 C Shift. What we're going to do today is show you a little bit of a recreation of the fire we had in the Maryvale area several months ago. Several things happened on this fire that hopefully we can all learn from. As constantly going on in the fire service, we continue to learn from what happens to other firefighters, and hopefully in this case we can do that.
My name is Jorge Enriquez. I work on Engine 44 on C Shift. On January 26th, about 1:30 p.m., Engine 44 gets kicked out on a 3-in-1 house fire. So we hurry up, get on the truck, we get dressed out. As we pull out the door, we pull to 75th Avenue and McDowell, we notice a big cloud of smoke, so we got a working house fire.
They go on the scene, said they had a working fire. We're watching all the way, still no smoke showing. We didn't know what they had, but they said working fire, so we had to go with it.
So as we pull up to the scene, we lay line in, we go into the front door, and I have the hose line, so I go into the front door. And as I go in the front door, I notice that we have heavy smoke down to the ground with some heat. So I tell the captain I'm going to do a left-hand search, so he's okay with it. Gives me a little bit of line. We go ahead and start doing a left-hand search, and we do a search, everything's fine. We come back. As we came back through the hallway, I felt some heat. So I asked him if he could pull some ceiling, because I had the hose line, and he pulled some ceiling. We didn't see no fire. So we said, okay, we're going to start working our way towards the kitchen, because we figure the fire's over there starting to get hotter.
We got there, we were, I think, the 4th truck there, and I think I was the only one he heard stage, and he had us come in and pull a second line and assist his crew inside. At
that time, Engine 25 crew comes in, and Cap Marini walks in, so I went up to Cap Marini and said, hey, this is Jorge, and he knew who I was. I worked for him for a long time, so at that time, he says, Jorge, let's go to the back, let's get an all clear. And I said, I already got an all clear. He goes, let's break some windows, it's getting real hot in here.
It was really working. A lot of brown smoke down to the ground, but it was just hanging low. It wasn't going up in the air. We go back, went down the hallway about 3 feet, and he stopped and said he was burning up, and I could feel this blast of heat too, so I said, let's get out of here. And on the way out, he got hung up.
As we walked back through the hallway, where the captain pulled some ceiling, there was some lines that came down. As they came down, Cap Marini walks through, and for some reason or another, I walk right in through the lines, and I get him caught around my neck.
And he called me and said, Mark, I'm hung up.
My captain's name is Mark also, in Engine 44, so I say, hey Mark, I'm stuck, I need you to cut me. At that time, Captain Harvey, he grabs my arm, he goes, don't worry Jorge, I'm gonna get you out, everything's all right, don't worry. So he starts pulling on my arm. At that time, Cap Marini feels that it's around my neck.
And I found the wire and tried to pull it, couldn't pull it. And then in the confusion, somebody grabbed him and pulled him, and it kind of wrapped around his neck. And still, this is with no visibility. And I had his one shoulder and I had the wire, and I didn't know, but his helmet was popped off. And then at one point, his mask got knocked off, but it wasn't completely knocked off, and he put it back on.
I get one hit of smoke, and I feel a little panic. So I start telling him to get off me, don't touch me, just leave me alone. I said, Cam Hard, just stay right here. I grab Cap Marini, and I said, Cap Marini, I need your help, I need you to cut me. I need you to cut me, so you take care of it. So Cap Marini says, okay, don't worry, we got it. He held on to the cord, and he held on to the cord up on top, because he didn't want me to choke.
And he kept telling me he was burning up, and I was trying to get him to duck down, but the wire was wrapped around his neck, and he couldn't move, so I was just trying to shield him, and my 2 firefighters were in there with 1.5 inches, and finally I was thinking about a mayday, but man, I was afraid if I called for a mayday, this guy's come in there and grab him, they were just going to choke him. And so I turned back to my guys and asked if anybody had any cutters, and Troy said, yeah, he did. And I said, well, get him out. And with his gloves on and stuff, it took him about a minute to get those cutters out. And when he did, I grabbed his arm, took it up to the cable. I said, cut this, and he cut it, and then that's when we got him out.
At that time, when we looked up, the whole roof is on fire, and it's blowing hard.
You know, the frustration of not being able to get him loose was turning into fear, because I could see the fire was advancing. It was just eating up that 1.5 inches. We were within probably 8 to 10 feet of the door, and Jorge almost died. After the whole thing was over and thinking about the Mayday, looking back on it, I should have called a Mayday, but I should have said that I've got a firefighter entangled and I just need 2 guys with cutters. And that would have been much better, because I didn't want the guys just come in there and start grabbing and start pulling him out, because that wire was wrapped around his neck and it could have choked him. So looking at it again, call the Mayday, but tell them exactly what you need, and that probably work out a lot better that way.
I've worked with Cap Marini and different crews for a long time, and I have a lot of confidence in their ability, and I trust them. And when I told Cap Marini and Cap Harvey that I needed help, I knew it was coming. And besides the little part when my mask came off, I panicked some for about 5 seconds, 10 seconds. I panicked some, but overall, just knowing that I work with these guys and I have a lot of confidence in them, I knew everything was going to be all right, you know. So, and I think it worked out all right. I got a little bit of burns, and I'm alive, and everything's fine, you know.
As you just saw, some things that start out as routine and typical usually aren't that way. This fire, everyone on the west side thought was just another routine, typical Maryvale house fire, while the crews inside were encountering something completely different. Some things that we need to learn from this is the importance of carrying tools. Everyone needs to have a set of tools on their body and in their turnouts for situations like this, whether it be boot scissors or wire cutters, something that can help out in this situation. Another thing that needs to be addressed is air management. We've learned in the recovery training and in battalion training how important air management was. While everyone on the inside, including Jorge, felt comfortable that the rescue was taking place, no one on the outside knew what was going on, including the incident commander. The use of a Mayday in this situation would have actually put everyone on a different page, including the incident commander. A whole different set of things would be going on. If you need to, if you think you're in trouble, call for a Mayday. You can specifically ask for what you need. In this case, Cap Marini needed a pair of boot scissors or a wire cutter to cut Jorge out. He could have asked for that. We don't want people to be afraid to use the Mayday. If you think you need it, use it. Well, I hope everyone learned something from this. Go out there and have a safe shift.